Hey guys, Double Wide 6, and today out in the shop I have a Kubota. It's a Z411. Where I live, we don't really see too many Kubota machines. We mostly see Toros and X-Marks, Skags, Graveleys, some Bobcats. So the Kubota line around here, there aren't quite as many, so I figured I'd do a little walk around. We'd just take a look at that. The machine is like what you'd call like a pro consumer. It's kind of in between residential and pro. It has some nice features, you know, compared to a homeowner mower or residential. And we'll take a look at some of the stuff that it has. Alright, so the first thing that we can see here is the frame. Real thick metal. This caster here is about 1/2 inch thick, so that looks real good. The frame is definitely solid. The deck itself is about 1/8 of an inch thick, and it has a beefed up front lip. Looks to be about 3/16 of an inch, and that bead runs all the way around. Has 3 anti-scalp wheels. The deflector's plastic, and that belt cover there is plastic as well. Other things that we can look at has some fancy different deck lifting devices, and the parking brake's a little different, and so is lowering and raising the deck. So I'll show you those features in a minute. Also comes standard with the ROPS bars, which is pretty nice. So I popped up the plate so we could take a look in here at the belt. The belt on this thing is at least 5/8 of an inch. The pulleys look really thin. I don't know, I would think they could put a little bit of a better pulley on here. And there's a ton of grass on this thing. I cut a little bit with it, and I noticed that the grass kind of flies up at the deck. It doesn't discharge as well as I would have hoped to see. So you can notice a lot of that grass getting stuck up on the deck. They give you a nice seat on the unit. I found it to be real comfortable, especially for, you know, compared to a residential mower. And it also has the armrests on the seat, which is nice. Underneath, you can see the fuel tank, and they list all the specifications here for the machine as far as, you know, maintenance reminders, and it also lists, like, you know, the amount of oil and the belts that it uses. So all that's underneath. It comes with a Kawasaki engine. It's vertical engine, the FS651V. This is a real good engine. I have no complaints about that. Batteries back there. This little container here is for the hydro gear, so your oil would go in there. They have the hours clock on here, and this adjustable deck adjustment is right there. And as I said, some of those features look a little different. They give you these screens on the back that'll help keep some of the debris off your engine, and also comes with a little hitch. And I think I'll show you some of the more unique things. I do like the fact that these bars bend down pretty easily and nicely as well. So to raise and lower the deck, what you do is you push down on the lever with your foot, and that'll lower the deck. And the nice thing about this is that to raise it, you just push down with your foot. You don't have to lock anything with your hands. That holds right in place. So I found that to be a pretty nice feature. The parking brake has a real nice design. So right now it's locked. To unlock it, you just take your foot and you step on that, and you can see that that releases it. To lock it, you just need 2 feet. You push this down, and then that little lever will lock it in place. So I like that. You don't have to use your hands or anything, but once in a while, if you have like a weed whacker going across here, that could be a little bit of an issue, or a leaf blower. So I don't know if I really like that better than having a hand lock for the parking brake. Okay guys, I jacked it up so that you can look under the deck. The blades look real good. They're high lift and they look to be about 3/16 of an inch thick. So a pretty heavy blade, kind of to match the deck. I thought it cut really well. You can see that there's pretty tight baffling around this thing, and I think that helped create a little extra lift, and I noticed that it had a real clean cut. And underneath in the back here, you can take a look at the hydro drive. You can see it's a single unit where it has the pumps and the hydro motors all in one unit. So maybe I'll take a look at that from the back, and the lighting will be a little better. So here we go, we're looking at the back again. You'll notice that there's a lot of grass up on here. I don't know if you never cleaned this thing off or what, but like I said, it does tend to throw a lot of grass back at the operator. And we'll take a look underneath here at the hydro gear. It's a ZT3600, and the nice thing about this thing is it does not have separate pumps and motors. They're combined as one, and the advantage to that is that there's actually less hoses on that unit. And surprisingly, I don't know quite how fast this thing's rated to go, but it goes at least 12 to 15 miles an hour. It's a very fast driving piece of equipment from what I could see. We'll give you guys a quick tour of it driving. You'll notice that the transmission is very slick. You don't hear any hydro whining whatsoever. Tires on the unit are 24 inches high, which is nice. You sit up kind of high when riding it, and they're about 9.5 inches wide. Another nice thing is it has a 12-volt charger for your cell phone, so that's good. Cup holders, and I think the hydro unit has fans on it. You can see underneath here there's a fan on each side of the hydro unit. This piston here is for the deck, so it's kind of like an assist for raising the deck, I believe. So that's a look at the Kubota. It's a Z411. It's called the Commander Pro, and he happens to have the 48-inch deck. Wishes he went with the 60, but really likes the tractor, and looks like a pretty good tractor. Definitely compared to a residential mower. Comparing it to the commercial mowers, you know, it's not quite as thick, you know, in regards to the deck, and most commercial mowers that I see have separate pumps and wheel motors. But overall, he's very pleased with it, and this price comes in at about, I think he said he paid $6,300, so it's definitely, it's fairly expensive for a residential piece of equipment. But it is built to last, mainly the fabricated deck. That's usually the first thing that goes. I've seen the hydro gear transmissions go, but hopefully this has a pretty good one, and you know, those fans cool it off and all that. So anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you could, down in the comments, let me know what you think about separate pump and wheel motors versus the combined hydro gear. You can let me know the advantages and disadvantages down there in the comments. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I've been a little bit busy with coaching baseball, and mowers are lining up outside, and just had someone take one away here, so it's definitely mower season. Take care, guys, and I'll be putting out a video in not too long. And there she goes.